Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dancing Oracle with Najia for the Lionsgate portal, part one. Part one, just a little info about this Lionsgate portal, which everyone has been talking about. Um, this is relatively new, it's been something that they say has been going on for eons in relation to the star Sirius and the Earth. And August 8th, which is the key day for the portal opening for the Lionsgate, 8-8, very empowering numbers. But some say it runs from either July 26th or July 28th until August 12th. Now, I think when I first became aware of the Lionsgate a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I even did a show on it, like back when I was experimenting with my channel, but wasn't quite at it all the time. I did a Lionsgate episode because I was seeing so much on and I thought it'd be fun. And back then, it was something that was like 3 or 4 days before the 8th and 3 or 4 days after the 8th. But now it's different things on the internet. In fact, I'll give you a little bit of what AI says about the Lionsgate. Um, so when you look at the AI overview, they're talking that it's July 26th. It's an annual astrological alignment from the 26th of July to August 12th, peaking on August 8th, when the Earth, the Sun in Leo, and the star Sirius align. And it's all about the heightened spiritual energy, the increased manifesting power. Yeah, that's like the main thing. The portal opens, and this is the time when people start journaling and envisioning things to manifest, to have power, to feel like I have control over something. Life is so crazy. Uh, Let me balance all the craziness of life out with having control over something like that I can manifest, because we all are challenged here, right? So, and I want to hear from you in the comments what you want to manifest, what you want to overcome, what challenges you want to overcome. I'd love to hear from you. This is meant to be a healing spiritual channel. So, anyway, it's supposed to be a doorway between the realms, the spiritual and the physical, for personal growth and transformation and spiritual awakenings. And it is the key time, they say, throughout the year to manifest your desires. The peak, of course, is on the 8th, because number 8 in numerology and tarot and astrology is associated with personal power and transformation. And Sirius is known as the spiritual sun. It it's believed that it holds the human codes, the codes for human evolution and consciousness expansion, further enhancing the portal's power. And as far as like personal experience, like I said, most people will do setting intentions, journaling, vision boards. I've got my vision portal right here. I've got a vision jar. I showed it to you in a previous video. I'm manifesting. I want to manifest good health. So I started this. I didn't finish it yet. I've been busy dealing with my health. But I have the back of that as a woman with butterfly wings, and she's, you know, getting wisdom from the owl and the angels. Uh, and I put some things in here that are healing things to me, like the color green and seashells for the beach, because I did go down to the beach to heal a few days ago. And I'm going to put some scrolls in here. So I'm going to write some things, and I'm going to open my jar and put them in. So you can get creative with your journaling. You don't have to be the norm. you can go a whole different route with your journaling and do something unique to you or something you just want to do, you know? So one of the things about this portal and how I was saying, oh gosh, it really wasn't a big internet sensation until a few years ago. I never heard of it. And I think it's because of YouTube. But then this reminds me, it doesn't distract from its power, because numerology does hold certain significance, and I do find a lot of power in numerology, as well as certain times of the year. This is Leo season, and you can shine, and you can be the star of your life. You can shine like the sun. It is that time to manifest that. But also, when I go back to a lot of my spiritual studies, even a pilgrimage, I've been on a couple pilgrimages to India because I've really was seeking from my whole life. And I embrace many different religions because I feel like everyone has the key to something. No one really has the whole picture. Maybe they do, but I kind of feel like everyone's got a piece of it. And I want to learn and be open-minded. So when I was in India on this month-long pilgrimage, I was asking the person who organized it, who was like a teacher, about this one place, this holy place where people are, prostrating on the ground and going to this temple and praying with all their heart. And I asked about, is this a special place? Like, does it hold a special energy? Did they build it on like a special energy? Back then, I didn't know the term ley lines, but I was kind of thinking that, like, I knew there were different portals or different places that hold significance. And he said it does hold a lot of energy, but he said not for the reason you think at all. And the reason he said is very much why I believe the Lionsgate date and time period holds a lot of spiritual significance. He said that so many people have come to this temple over hundreds of years with so much devotion. And he said it's not the physical place that makes this powerful, eh, because if you come there and you go with an open heart and devotion to God, you'll be heard. Of course, you'll always be heard no matter where you're at. But, he said it's because there's been a practice for hundreds of years where people come there with such a pure heart, and devotion, that keeps building the power of that place. So that when anybody else comes there, it is more powerful for you because the collective is putting their energy into this holy place. It's the collective is making it even more holy, more and more holy. So I think it's like that with the Lion's Gate because it's become widely known in spiritual circles that this is a date. It's become almost like popular culture. So many people I know, like, hey, it's 8/8. It's the Lion's Gate. What are you doing? Like, I hear that a lot, that's how I got interested. I looked it up more. I looked up more. They said, look it up on the internet, and I did. So a lot of people are aware of the power of the Lion's Gate. And then what happens is, because many people are setting intentions, they're taking the time to not only set intentions, but to take the time to weave through their life, to weave through the tapestry of their lives and decide, like, where am I? Where am I, where I want to be spiritually? Am I where I want to be in my life? Maybe it's time for a reset. Maybe it's time for transformation. Maybe it's time for me to be a butterfly. I have to go into cocoon mode so I can be a butterfly and transform and fly. I've been too low on the ground, happy in my caterpillar world, but you know what? Time to fly. So it's a chance for people to assess where they are in their lives and see, see, am I where I want to be? Is this going right for me? Do I need to change anything? And then to set the intentions and then to allow those intentions in with faith, looking for guidance, like sticking to your guides. Like, because when you set an intention, it's not like, oh, it magically appears, although sometimes it may, because you may have already set it into motion before through your yearning, but a lot of times it takes cultivation, like a garden. You plant the seed, you lovingly water it, you give it fertilizer, you have expectancy, you visualize the bounty. So I'm visualizing a bounty of good health in mine. I'm praying for my various health issues to be resolved and get through surgery and things. And mostly, like, the hard thing is to not sabotage myself, with bad health habits, like eating at night, you know, potato chips. Salty potato chips, the worst thing for a person who needs heart surgery. So that's not coming in my house anymore. Even if I am going to a party, it's just got to stay in the car if I'm bringing it to a party. So anyway, things like that. Like, you have to take stock of where you're at and what you're doing to contribute to your dreams, your manifestation. Um, I'd love to hear from you. What's in your heart? What's in your heart to this? What's in your heart for this season that you want to manifest? I'm going to do a reading later. If there's anything happening coming up on 8/8 for the collective, so I'll do a collective reading for the Lionsgate. But in the meantime, thank you. Thank you for joining me. And hop over to Linda G's channel. I did an interview with her on August the 1st. So check out that, because we had a fun talk. It's always good to talk to her, and prayers for her sweet fur baby Lulu, who needs a couple surgeries. So everyone, take care. Thank you for being here, and make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for free.